Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh. Interesting.
All right,
Yeah.
well, good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing this morning?
Good
Good? We're
morning.
doing it good? All right. Well, my name is Angelica. I will be your tour guide. I would usually say about 35 minutes. But we're going to have a little bit of a slight detour. So it's going to last a little bit longer than that. We're going to be cruising a little bit longer. Before I get started, just a few little rules. First of all, please no standing at any time during the boat ride. Also, please keep all arms inside the boat at all times. We're going to go through some low and low and short little areas, low and tight little areas. Want to keep you safe. Please no smoking. We do have some life jackets up in the front. Never been used. This area is about 3 to 5 feet deep. Very, very shallow. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and start our tour. And we're going to start with this first half of what is called the Horseshoe Riverbed. Now we call this the horseshoe because it is shaped just like a little horseshoe. This is actually the first half of it. You can see right away how the river is curving. And onto the left-hand side, this is all known as La Villita. La Villita is Spanish for little village. In La Villita, you'll find many little shops and boutiques. These were all originally homes to Spanish militia back in the 1700s, with the exception of a couple of little houses that belonged to German immigrants back in the 1850s. Now you must notice that to the left-hand side are some grassy seats. This is where an audience would normally sit to watch any kind of performance on the right-hand side. Now the beautiful little theater is known as the Arneson River Theater. It's named after Ed Arneson, who was the chief engineer of the WPA, Works Projects Administration. The Works Projects Administration was created to ward away the effects of the Great Depression by providing jobs for people. They have performances there every spring and summer, and sporadically the rest of the year. Mhm. All right, there's no straight ahead of us. The bridge coming up is called Preza. It is an iron ornamental bridge. There are not many left of these in the United States. Actually, there are about 10 left of these in the United States. 5 are located here in San Antonio. In Spanish, Preza means dam. There was once a dam located in this area, and it diverted water to one of the San Antonio missions. All right, dears. So also onto the right-hand side, you'll find a diamond-like sculpture. So it's Father Masnay's table right along the proscenium. It was created in 1991 to commemorate the first Catholic Mass taking place here June 13, 1691. And it does sit on a tiny island. We call it Marriage Island. And on average, there is one wedding there daily. Now this particular section we come across used to be known as Old Mills Crossing. It was owned by a man by the name of Nat Lewis. He owned a company where there was ground grain. And settlers come from the 1800s had their grain ground. While they're waiting for the grain to get ground, they would wash down their buggies and water down their horses because it's a very shallow area. And because it's a very shallow area, it was a very popular crossing for Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders. Now this is one of my favorite sections of the River Walk. I love this area, especially evening. It's beautiful out here. Waterfalls, trees, buildings, everything gets lit up really nicely. One of my favorite buildings that sits out here is on the left. The beautiful cylinder-like building is called the Tower Line, LIFE. Tower Life was originally known as the Smith and Young Building. It was built between 1927 and 1928. When they built the building, they decided to use a neo-Gothic architectural style, very popular style back in the 1920s. As you look closer, you can see right above the crepe myrtles, which are the skinny trees, you see faces that appear in pairs. The style they used back then is called grotesque. Way on top of the building, those things sticking out are gargoyles. And the gargoyles are used as water spouts when it rains. Very beautiful building. Alright, dears, on to the right-hand side is the International Center. It is a trade building between U.S., Canada, and Mexico. Prior to that, it was one of the old San Antonio public libraries from 1968 up until 1998. Underneath the building is floated two marinas where we keep our boats. Straight ahead of us, the beautiful red building is called the Bexar County Courthouse. In this case, Bear is spelled B-E-X-A-R. The Bexar County Courthouse was built in 1896. It is made out of red granite and sandstone. That's why it's so red. It's one of the oldest courthouses still in service today in Texas. We're about to exit Floodgate 4, which is part of our walk system. It helps maintain the water level in our park. The natural flow of the river will continue onto the left-hand side and extend 138 miles, eventually finding its way to the Gulf of Mexico, by emptying out into the Guadalupe River. The San Antonio River does run up its springs, located in the University of Incarnate Word, and that is located just 4 miles from here. So what we've entered, this is known as the flood tunnel. The flood tunnel straightens out the river and isolates the river beds. So if the waters bypass that area, it keeps our business safe from any kind of flood damage. The flood channel was built here between 1926 and 1929 in response to the terrible floods, especially the one back in 1921. In September of 1921, there was a whole lot of accidents in San Antonio. Many people thought the river being in detriment to the city's development. With drainage from heavy rains, flood waters reached 8 to 9 feet deep. Many people lost their lives that year. Many businesses were destroyed because of these floods. A major controversy erupted when news reached civil groups about a proposal to pave over certain sections of the river and to convert it into a drainage culvert. In 1924, the San Antonio Conservation Society, founded by Emily Edwards and Rena Mapper Green, fought to preserve the river and an old marketplace that used to sit out in this area. A man by the name of Robert Hugman, an architect who just graduated from the University of Texas, returned to his hometown of San Antonio and came up with a plan on how to beautify the river and make it safe for all. He proposed this plan of the Riverwalk project in 1929 at City Hall. It got approved, started his project in 1939, and ended in 1941. But as you can see, we're always adding to our beautiful Riverwalk even today. Henry? Oh, sorry. All right, dears. So we're going to go ahead and enter into this little area. This is known as Floodgate 3. And it acts like a garage door when water levels rise and closes down to protect the side of the horseshoe. Joe, can you read her?